Thank you for joining me today in your yoga practice. I'm going to be reading out of Psalm 86, verse 11. It says, "Teach me your way, Lord, that I may rely on your faithfulness. Give me an undivided heart, that I may fear your name." God is the best teacher, but in order for him to teach us, we have to have an undivided heart. Have you ever seen a teacher try to teach a classroom of distracted students? Or maybe you've even been that teacher before. It's pretty much impossible. Until the teacher has the students' undivided attention, they cannot learn. God wants to teach us his ways so that we can know him, so that we can know who he is and how to follow him. The more I learn about who God is, the more I'm amazed by him. I'm amazed by how kind and loving and wise he is. And my love for him turns into reverence and awe of who he is. And at the end of this passage, it says that I may fear your name. And that's exactly what I'm talking about here. That word fear means holy reverence or adoration. Today, while you're on your mat, ask yourself, does God have your undivided attention? Does he have your heart? And if not, I encourage you to ask him to teach you who he is. And I promise you that as you learn about him, you'll be more amazed by who he is. So go ahead and grab your mat and your water, and let's get started. Friends, today in our Vinyasa flow, we're going to get started by sitting onto the knees, hips back onto the heels. Close the eyes and let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale through the nose and open mouth, exhale it out. Inhale and exhale, release. Great job inviting that breath into our practice. Inhale. And exhale, slowly open the eyes. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Bring the hands around the back and we're going to interlace the fingers, bringing the wrists together. Open up the chest, let those knuckles fall down towards the mat. Maybe releasing the forehead back. Inhale. And exhale, swing the fingertips forward and come into your child's pose. Lengthening through the spine. Great job. Inhale. And exhale, rise back up into the center, and we're going to find a camel pose. So coming up onto the knees, reach back for the heels underneath you, and then just slowly let the forehead fall, pressing the hips forward, opening up through the chest and the front body. Inhale through the nose and open mouth, exhale. Great job. One more deep breath here in your camel posture. And exhale, gently come back to center. Release the hips back down onto the heels and come forward one more time into your child's pose. Again, really lengthening, reversing the posture we just did by opening up through the spine and the lower back. Inhale and exhale, pressing through the hands and the knees. Come all the way forward into your upward facing dog, dropping the hips down. Inhale and exhale, send the hips back onto the heels. We're going to take an up dog to child's pose flow a couple more times. Inhale, come forward into upward facing dog. And exhale, child's pose. Great job, really flowing here. Inhale,
letting it all be one movement. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale to upward facing dog, and then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips into downward facing dog. And here you can begin to walk out the feet, bending one knee at a time. Inhale and exhale. Great job. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, and exhale, step or hop into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, bring the hips down onto the heels, pulling the knees into the chest and rolling onto the toes. Exhale, release back into your forward fold. We're going to flow this out a couple times. Inhale, drop the hips down, pull the knees in close. Exhale, release back into your forward fold, coming a little bit deeper into your fold here. Last time, inhale, bring the knees into the chest, get into a tight ball, and exhale, release back into your fold. See if you can bring the chest just a little bit closer in towards the legs. Great job. Inhale, slightly bend through the knees and rise up all the way into an extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, interlace the fingers except for the pointer fingers and take a tilt to the right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, tilt to the left. Inhale back to center, slightly press those hips forward, release the forehead back, getting a little bit of a back bend. And exhale, fold all the way down. Great job. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step or hop your way into plank and take your first Vinyasa flow, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Walking out the feet here, maybe you add a little bit of a twist in the hips, pointing the knees in as you twist, opening up through the lower back. Great job. Inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Take the left hand and grab onto the right ankle, or maybe it's the right shin or the outside of the right thigh today. Getting a twist in your downward facing dog. Bringing the gaze over to the right side. Inhale. And exhale, keeping the hips square here as we twist. We're just using the upper body. Inhale. And exhale, set that left hand back down and twist to the left. Right hand coming to the leg or the shin or the ankle. Bringing that gaze over to the left side. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. One more deep breath in. And exhale, replace that right hand back into the mat. Lift the right toes high and come into your three-legged dog. Inhale. And exhale, bend that knee and start to circle out the right hip, bringing the knee in a circle beside you. Breathing here with your movement. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Release that right foot in between the hands, drop the back knee down, and come into a low lunge, reaching the fingertips high. Inhale, squaring off the shoulders and the hips. Exhale, bring cactus arms, bending at the elbows, opening up the chest. Great job. Inhale, sinking a little bit lower. Exhale it out. Inhale. And exhale, swing the fingertips forward, bring the hips back, and come into a half split. Reaching the right toes high. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold over that leg. Great job. One more deep breath in. And exhale, bend that knee and come back through your low lunge. Tuck the back toes and lift all the way into a high crescent lunge. Reaching those fingertips high. Inhale. And exhale, sweep the right hand down, open up the chest towards the right. Getting a twist here. Again, think about pulling that left hip back a little bit, squaring off the hips. We're just using the upper body here today. Inhale. And exhale, release the left fingertips down and come into a twisted high lunge. Maybe it feels better to bring the hands to heart center, whatever is available today. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Windmill the arms up and come into your warrior two. Chest is open to the left side, extending through those fingers. Inhale. And exhale. Flip the front palm. Take it back for peaceful warrior. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Straighten that front leg and come down into triangle pose. Reaching high. Maybe the gaze is down at the mat or maybe up towards the sky. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, moving back through warrior two. Lift the fingertips high, turn the toes out, and bend the elbows and the knees, sinking the hips low here, getting a nice big squat. Inhale, opening up the chest. Exhale it out. Awesome job. One more time, really finding some strength in the legs. And exhale, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. And then as you fold forward, let those knuckles fall down towards the mat, turning in the toes as you do so. Opening up through the shoulders, through the chest. Getting a nice fold, letting the head come down towards the mat. And keeping the hands clasped, we're going to draw a big circle with the hands, taking the upper body all the way up and then circling back down. Take this slowly and gently, opening up through the hips, finding some movement here today. Inhale and exhale, and then when you're ready, reverse that circle with the hands, letting them guide you around. Inhale and exhale, and when you're finished, come down back into your wide-legged forward fold and release the hands down. Think about bringing that chest deeper into that space in between the legs. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold down. Turn the right toes out and let the hips come down into flying monkey pose. Maybe you use a block underneath the tailbone, or maybe you leave the hands onto the mat or bring the hands to heart center, whatever is available to you today. Opening up deep into the hips. Inhale and exhale. Great job. Release the hips down. Use the left hand to grab onto the right ankle and then take the right fingertips up and over and get a side stretch here over the left leg. Awesome job. Inhale, extending. Exhale it out. Great job. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Walk the hands over to the right foot. Turn the hips towards the front and drop that back knee, bending it and grab onto the left foot with the right hand, opening up that left quadricep muscle. Close the eyes. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome job. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release that foot, plant the hands, straighten the front leg, and find your pyramid pose. Folding over that right leg. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold down. Keeping those hands planted, swing the right foot all the way high, coming into your three-legged dog. Inhale, reaching through the toes. And exhale, drop the hips into plank and take a Vinyasa flow. Awesome job moving with the breath. Ending in your downward facing dog. And again, walking out those feet, maybe adding the twist with the hips, turning the knees to the inside, letting the hips sway from side to side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale the left toes high for three-legged dog. And exhale, bend that knee and circle out the knee, opening up the hip. Great job. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Plant that foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee and find your low lunge, reaching the fingertips high. Inhale and exhale. Bend the elbows, coming into cactus arms. Open up the chest, shining it forward. Inhale and exhale. Swing the fingertips forward, release the hips back, and find your half split. Inhale, half lift over that leg. Exhale, fold down. Great job. Inhale, bend back into that left knee, coming through your low lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the hips, and rise into your high lunge, reaching the fingertips high. Inhale and exhale. Great job. Sweep the left hand down and open up the chest to the left. Inhale, slightly pulling that right hip backwards, just using the upper body to twist. Inhale and exhale. Drop the right fingertips down, twisted high lunge. Maybe staying here, maybe bringing the hands to heart center if that feels better in your twist. Inhaling and exhale. Windmill the arms back up and come into your warrior two. Inhale, sinking low into your lunge. And exhale, flip the front palm, take it back for peaceful warrior. Opening up here. Inhale. And exhale, take the left fingertips down, triangle pose. Extending all the way through the chest. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, come back through your warrior two. Reach the fingertips up high. Turn the toes out. And then bend the elbows and the knees, coming into your deep, wide-legged squat. Opening up through the chest and the hips here. Inhale. Think about tucking the tailbone in so you're not sticking it out too far, and knitting all of the ribs together while you're here in this squat. Inhale. And exhale, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then fold down into your wide-legged fold, reaching those knuckles down towards the ground, opening up the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe you stay here, or maybe again drawing a circle with those hands, taking big circles with the upper body. Inhale, opening up the hips. Exhale it out. Great job. And then reversing those circles. Inhale. And exhale. Come back into your wide-legged fold. Release the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Turn the left toes out and bend the knee, coming into your flying monkey on the left side. Hands to heart, hands on the mat, maybe using a block under the tailbone. Close the eyes and breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Release the hips down onto the mat. Use the right hand to hold onto the left ankle. Reach up and over and take a side stretch with the left fingertips. Great job. Inhale, breathing deep into the stretch. Open mouth, exhale. Awesome. One more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale, walk the hands to the left foot, turn the hips to the front, and then lower the back knee and grab onto the foot with the left hand, opening up through that right thigh. Inhale. And exhale. Can you pull it just a little bit closer towards the back? Inhale. And exhale. Release that foot. Tuck the back toes and lift the hips into a pyramid pose, straightening out that left leg. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Plant through the hands, reach the left toes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, release the hips down into plank, and then take your Vinyasa flow. Awesome movement today, guys. Great job. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. And exhale, step or hop your way into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down, slightly bend the knees. Inhale, extended mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, release the hips all the way down, coming to seated. We're going to release the hands behind us, fingers pointed towards the front, and lift the hips into a reverse plank. Feet are planted into the mat, bending through the knees, creating a straight line from the head to the knees. Inhale. And exhale, take that right ankle and place it on top of the left knee, and then slowly release the hips down, coming to a seated pigeon pose. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Maybe you sway that left knee from side to side a little bit, opening up through the hips a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly release the left foot down the mat, keeping that right foot planted on top of the knee. And then turn the upper body towards the right. Reach the right arm around the back and grab onto the right toes. If it's available today, maybe you use a strap to help you get there, or just reaching today. And then use the left hand to reach towards the left toes. Again, maybe this posture is not quite accessible for your body, so use props if that's helpful, or just take this posture as far as you can. If it feels good to then open up the chest towards the front and fold a little bit deeper, feel free to do so. Close the eyes and let's take some deep breaths in this posture. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. One more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale it out. Release that right hand. Let the right foot come down the mat. Plant the hands and the feet and come back into your reverse plank or reverse tabletop position. Lifting the hips high, open up the chest. Dropping that forehead back. Inhale. And exhale, take the left ankle on top of the right knee and slowly release the hips down into seated pigeon. Pulling that chest in towards the thighs. Inhale. And exhale, maybe taking that rock from side to side if that feels good. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly release that right foot down the mat. Sit up tall and turn the upper body towards the left. Use that hand to wrap around, maybe grabbing onto the toes. Use the right hand to reach down for the right foot. Again, taking this posture however it's available to you today. Maybe turning the chest towards the front and folding here. But wherever you're at, close the eyes and let's again take some deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome job. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Untwist, come back to center. Reach the arms forward, chin to chest. And exhale, release the back all the way down onto the mat, hugging the knees into the chest, and taking a rock from side to side. Great job. And when you're ready, release the feet long. Let the hands come and rest beside the body, and find your Shavasana pose. And as we're here, I'm going to leave us with just 2 questions today to meditate on and take some time with the Lord to really seek out these questions with Him. Does God have your heart and your attention today? Do you desire to learn more about who God is? Jesus, we love you. We thank you so much for this time of caring for our body, breathing and moving, and spending time in your word, Lord. Teach me your way, Lord, that I may rely on your faithfulness. Give me an undivided heart, that I may fear your name. God, direct our gaze back to you when we take it off of you. When we give anything else our attention, Lord, draw us back to your presence. Remind us of your faithfulness. And God, while we learn more about you, help us to have just even more admiration for who you are, that we would just be in awe of your goodness. We love you, Lord, and it's in your name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining me today in your practice. I look forward to seeing you next time on your mat.